My grandma taught me how to do this when I was a kid. She was a seamstress, so she taught her daughters and she taught her granddaughters. So I started making earrings out of cardboard and just put them on Etsy. Sacrifice is getting off at 3 p.m., picking your kids up from school, coming home and working for yourself till midnight. That's what sacrifice is. You got that free time and you figuring out what can I do at this time to make money, skills, to better myself. That's sacrifice. I think it was like just being by myself. Like I don't need a man to help me do this. Like I can do this. Like I might be late on some bills, but I'm gonna make this work. It might be harder, but it's worth it. My children. Yeah, because they the reason why I do it. So.
Okay, we back at it with the Queen Evahn. So Evahn, you were just telling us about your business. You started 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. Actually, I was in a breakup. My daughter's dad left. So all of a sudden it was just me and 3 kids and my one job, and it wasn't cutting it. So it was either get a second job, be away from them even more, which is what I grew up with, and I didn't want that. So I just went down. My grandma taught me how to do this when I was a kid. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to make things. She was a seamstress. So she taught her daughters and she taught her granddaughters. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what grandma taught me. I'm going to start an Etsy shop and I'm going to make it work. So I started making earrings out of cardboard and just put them on Etsy. And I didn't sell any, but I kept going, kept putting new things, kept putting new crafts. And 10 years later, I'm on Amazon, I'm on Etsy. I have my own website. I've had necklaces featured on TV shows. I've came a long way. So God is good.
So beautiful. God is definitely good all the time. So I want to just take it back to where you said, things were hard, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize at our hardest, that's when we start getting those feelings of doing something better.
Yeah.
So what was that feeling when, was it something in your heart that said it? Was it something in your mind? Like for me, it was like I had a vision and I heard it, the wick lady, or, what was that moment for you? Was it Granny there? Like, baby, come on.
I think I was just between a rock and a hard place. Like I was so devastated because I didn't expect him to leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, it was is my kids gonna see me fall apart, or is they gonna see me make it work and keep going? So I had a choice to make. And so it was just something in me. I had to do more. You know what I'm saying? So I just stepped out on faith. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I just stepped out on faith and tried it.
That's right, because faith without no works ain't nothing.
Ain't happening.
No. And I want you to, just shine a light on that. I see you said your first jewelry is made out of cardboard. Some people think you gotta have $1 million to start a business. What was that, creating things from what you had and just to see you grow more? When did you sell your first piece and how did that make you feel?
Oh, wow. My first piece came through, I'd say about maybe 6 months after I started the shop.
Was it made out of cardboard still?
No. It was one of these.
Okay.
So I felt good because I didn't know how to make these. It was just something going through in my head. I was like, I think if I get some material and play with it, I think I could put it together,
Right.
And I made it work. So I was really proud of myself when I got that order.
Yeah.
It showed me you can do this.
Right.
You can make this happen.
Right, because that's what we call sacrifice. So a lot of people don't understand what sacrifice is. Not to y'all out there selling y'all souls to the devil, okay? When we mean sacrifice, tell them what we mean. We don't go out to the clubs. We don't do that. Tell them about that.
No, sacrifice is getting off at 3 p.m., picking your kids up from school, coming home and working for yourself till midnight, and then going to sleep and getting up and doing it all over again. That's what sacrifice is. You got that free time and you figuring out what can I do at this time to make money? What can I do at this time to learn new skills, to better myself? That's sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, what was one of the biggest things you feel like you had to sacrifice? Like, we all have that one thing. Like, there was a little meme that said, it was basically Jesus and a little girl. And Jesus kept asking her for her teddy bear, but she was like, "No, I want it so
Oh
bad." And but
yeah.
behind his back, he had a bigger blessing. Like,
Yeah.
what was one of those things that you were like scared to let go of, or if you even had one of those moments?
Mm.
Because sometimes we be scared, like, oh, I feel like if I do this, it might not work, or like, oh my gosh, some people quit their jobs and be like,
I
I'm gonna
think
become
the
an entrepreneur.
I
So,
think it was like just being by myself. Like, like I don't need a man to help me do
that's
this.
right.
Like I can do this. Like I might be late on some bills, but I'm gonna make this work. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to have somebody else come in here with me. Don't have peace in my house just so I can be able to split the bills. Like, it might be harder, but it's worth it.
That's beautiful. And I don't know, like with you, your energy is just so radiant. And I like, it's so crazy because I put you in front of the mirror, but something like that, that's what I consider talking to the person in the mirror, like
Yeah.
even with myself, I have to go through and look at myself like, you need better, you need to do better, so we
Right.
have those moments where we talk to ourselves. And I feel like people don't do that enough, So what would you say is one of the hardest things about your journey, like trials after you started selling? Like, what was it? Did the customers start coming in too much, or was there a long period of time where there wasn't? Like, what were some of the trials that you had to go
If anything, I would say it's not having enough time because I work full time.
through?
Like in my business, I can't go as hard as I would like to because next thing I know it's midnight and I need to go to sleep. I can keep going, but that's not gonna help me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like I think not having enough time to be in my craft really would slow me up a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, for sure. And throughout your journey, like, who has been your biggest supporters? Has it been family? Has it been friends?
My children.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, because they the reason why I do it. So
do they
yeah.
help you make them?
Yeah, actually, my daughter, she's a freshman in high school. I took a course a couple years ago about hiring your kids, and when you have a small home-based business, how you can do that and hire them and pay them without taxes. So I did that, and I hired her, had to sign the W-4 and all that everything. So now she works for me, and so I'm showing her something, and my third grader, he's an 8-year old, and so like he takes out the trash, he cleans up, so they get paid for that, and then they can take that, they can buy school clothes with it, they can do what they want with it, and then I'm just basically showing them like you can get it yourself, like it's okay to go out and get a job, and but I also want y'all to know that y'all can get it yourself.
Right. That's good. That's good. Like,
Yeah.
you are the epitome of a black queen. I think people, they should think that we call ourselves queens because we look good. Okay? Because we look good, sis. Tell them. But, when we say queen, like, break down to them. Because I don't think these people understand. They think about Queen Elizabeth.
No.
Right. Okay? But no, she still her ass every day.
Yes.
All right, don't sue me for this, y'all. But y'all know what I mean. She get handed on waiting for it, okay? As a black queen, okay? Tell them what does it take, because we ain't out there tooting, booting, jugging, and jiving, okay? We is outside doing what we gotta do grinding, So like, just let them know like the real feeling of like just what you have to go through as a black woman, as an entrepreneur, because I feel like black-owned businesses, period, don't get enough light, but especially as a woman, like, do you have times where you feel like people didn't take you serious enough, or, like, what do you feel?
Really, I feel like if I didn't have an online-based business and it was just like a storefront, like here in Daytona, I don't think I would have survived that long.
Right.
Because of the fact that, it's not really much in the community or much support in the community for what I'm doing. I feel like because I'm online, because I have an opportunity to reach more people, it's why I've survived so long. So that's one thing that I would love to do, just be more into the community, have more involvement with the community, that's one reason why I'm here, just to let them see who I am and what I got and what I'm doing, and not just always be behind the computer.
That's what's up, and I'm glad to have you here. And that's exactly why I'm doing this myself, because I feel like, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, so I've been through the struggle myself coming here, teenage parent as well, and God blessed me with something that, has blessed so many other people tremendously. And I just wanted to give back to those who are going through, because I've been there, and when we pray for things and when we ask God for things, He sends them to us. And most of us think it's going to be our friends or our family, but sometimes it be random strangers,
people you don't even know.
So tell me an experience you had besides this moment, where like a random stranger impacted your business, or
oh wow,
that, if you have one.
Well, recently I was asked to do a Christmas market out in Palm Coast. And being from Daytona, I didn't really know many people out in Palm Coast, but it was at an African American summit, and it was just all Black businesses. And when I tell you, like, I made so much money that day, like from those people, like they didn't know me, nothing, but when they came up, they saw what I was doing, they was like, let me support you. I don't need nothing, but let me buy something for somebody else, and that was a big mark on my heart, because it meant a lot to me. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you feel at that moment like, damn, this is really what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes, like, yes. It was like, why haven't you been? You need to get out more. You need to do this more. Like,
that's the rule of 2024. What I've been saying, we outside.
Yeah.
Come on, yes, we gotta be outside. That's what's up. So that's another thing I want to ask you. Like, moving forward, you've been in business for 10 years. You've seen ups, you've seen downs. Do you feel like now things are opening up to another chapter? Like, where do you see your business going? Where do you want to see it going? Like,
I feel like I see it going to a next stage now. I'm not really sure what that is, but I feel like it's time to take it to another step, because 10 years, it's like, I expected myself to be at a certain pace at 10 years.
right.
And, my therapist told me, like, don't be so hard on yourself. You're a single mother, you work and you doing everything you can do. But like, I think, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was
where you want to go with your business in the next 10 years? Like, where do you expect it?
Yeah, like, I still want to stay with the Black, because I love Black history. That's my passion. So
do you think about making other things? Like, do you have other stuff?
Yes. Those patches that I had on my jacket.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. My sis right here, she started her own club, and we're gonna need some patches.
Oh yeah.
Okay? That's how we support each other. Okay. Come on. You said the right word, so that's how each one connect. But so you making patches and what else?
Yes, I have different crafts, purses, just whatever comes in my head, and I just want to put it together. That's what I do, and then I just put it on and sell it. I design jackets as well. But one thing that I have as a passion, is what I want to start doing, is taking my Black history and recording Black history from around here, like the older generation. And I feel like that's some kind of way I could tie it into what I'm doing. But like, that's really a passion of mine, just to talk to them and hear their stories and what they've been through and how they survived. And that's really where I want to take it.
You know what? That's so crazy, because I got somebody coming here tomorrow who actually does that.
Really?
She's a journalist out of Orlando, and that's what she was telling me. She said, I go around town just tapping in the Black community, really getting in. She said, I want to get my word out there. She said, I don't think people know that, what we do out here enough to really keep that. So, like, as a Black woman, like, I grew up with a lot of things. Like, I love how you say your grandmother taught you stuff. You held on to it. This day and age, we don't have that. And I feel like that is a part of why our communities are so disattached, because we lose our tradition. We lose what kept us strong. You know what I mean? So I commend you for teaching your kids better, and teaching them what you've learned, you know. And you touched on the subject where you said your therapist told you certain things, and that's another thing as an entrepreneur, as a Black person, as a single mom, like, you know, how is that? You know, because sometimes I be like, Lord, I need because you know, how does it feel like, you know, it's okay to go to therapy because a lot of people have that problem. Like, how has it helped you, you know, like impacted you and helped you realize, like, you know what?
I started therapy during the shutdown.
Okay.
And I purposely wanted a Black woman therapist. And I wanted her to be religious and spiritual just like me so she could speak into me in that way. And so God made it so I found a therapist. And that was the best thing that I have ever done because, like, she helped me to realize not just the business part of me, but like the mother side of me, like the things that I've been through in my past that I haven't quite dealt with, or you know how they're reflected now today, and how to deal with that. And so it's a big help. Like sometimes you don't have, like you were saying, you have sisters and friends. Sometimes you don't have that. You don't have nobody to talk to, and it's somebody that can give you positive and good advice. You know what I'm saying? So I suggest everybody have a therapist or at least talk to somebody, you know, here and there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's so important and uplifting, you know, to keep pushing.
And it's good that you do that too, because I can think about seeing therapy since my mom died and my daughter's going through her own, you know, a little depression, teenage phase and stuff like that. You know, but for me, I still think, because I study psychology, okay? I'm a therapist of them all, but for me, it's like I meet beautiful souls around me, and those are the ones that I hold on to and I build a sisterhood. That's kind of like my therapy.
That's your therapy.
We're not blood, like the same way you here right now, I call you, like, hey girl, how's it going? Like, you know, we start connecting, you know, like I meet genuine souls, and just we all get together and meet each other. Like, I feel like sisterhood is important, especially in entrepreneurship, especially as a Black woman, especially as a person, period, you know, because I truly believe it takes a village, you know, it definitely takes a village. So before we go, I want you to just speak out to everybody who's probably going through what you've been through, who's in a position where you were when you first started, and, you know, who's in a position where you are through your middle time and where you are now. Like, what would you say to them, you know?
I would say everyone has a purpose and a passion. Whatever that is that makes you happy, whatever that is that you could do for free and, you know, just do every day, tone in on that, grow that, acquire all the skills you need for that, because that is the reason that God put you here. And if you step out and grow that, I promise you something will flourish. A business, a new avenue, a new way, something, because your purpose is the reason why you're here.
That's right. And I thank you for that, because your purpose got you here. My purpose got all of us here. You know, we all play a major part in something. We don't know the bigger picture until it's right in front of us. And I thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And I wish many more blessings to you in your business, guys.
Thank you so much.
If y'all don't know her, here she is again. Tell me who you are.
I'm Evahn Smith. You can find me at brownskinthings.com. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that under Brown Skin Things.
Okay, man. Y'all heard her here first today, Brown Skin Things.